welcome back to the deep dive. We are jumping straight into what might be the densest stack of source material we have ever gotten from you.
I think you might be right.
It's a deep dive into the supplement protocols from some of the most, visible names in health, longevity, and futurism. The actual routines they follow for peak performance.
And it is a massive amount of data. It's everything from foundational vitamins to these really high-tech cellular compounds like NMN.
Sure.
Our mission today is, I think, to be your guide through all this complexity.
Right.
We need to cut through the hype, find the supplements that have real strong, peer-reviewed evidence behind them, and this is maybe the most important part, distinguish what's foundational from what's a cutting-edge biohack.
That's the key distinction, isn't it? Because we see these protocols with dozens of compounds, but the sources are so clear, none of it works if the basics are ignored.
Exactly.
So before we even think about a supplement bottle, let's build that foundation. What is the single most crucial physical component for longevity?
It has to be muscle. We have to start there. The consensus in these sources is just overwhelming. Muscle is the organ of longevity.
The organ of longevity. I like that.
It's so much more than just movement. It's your metabolic currency. Your muscle mass basically determines how well you regulate blood sugar, how you handle lipids. It's the foundation of your whole metabolic system.
So losing muscle is fundamentally losing metabolic health.
You got it.
Okay, so if muscle is our metabolic currency, what kind of diet do we need to support it?
It means you have to design your diet to be completely protein-centered.
Okay.
To optimize those amino acids and keep protein synthesis firing, the protocols recommend hitting a very specific target. 30 to 50 grams of high-quality protein 3 times a day.
That is a serious commitment to protein. Are all sources created equal there?
Well, for maximizing essential amino acids, animal sources are always going to rank the highest. That said, the sources do acknowledge that a vegetarian or, a plant-based approach can work.
But it's harder.
It's much harder. It requires a lot more careful planning to get that complete amino acid profile in every single meal.
Okay, so protein is nailed down. Let's talk about the big one, the most contentious macro. Carbs. The sources don't say zero carbs, but they have a very calculated strategy.
Exactly. It's all about minimizing the insulin response. For a metabolically healthy adult, the goal is to keep carbs pretty moderate.
Which means?
A maximum of 30 to 40 grams per meal. Here's the cool part, the earning your carbs rule.
Ah, right.
Any extra carbs, maybe up to 60 grams in an hour, have to be earned.
Earned through exercise.
Right. Consumed right around a period of moderate to intense exercise. That means getting your heart rate up over 120 beats per minute. That activity creates a demand that lets your body handle the glucose so much better.
So if you hit the gym hard, you get a longer leash on the hospital.
That's pretty much it.
But what about listeners who are maybe starting out overweight or with some abnormal blood markers? The advice is stricter there.
Oh, much stricter, and for good reason. The recommendation is often to limit starches and grains to no more than 30 grams per day.
Per day.
Per day, initially. It's a hard reset to help stabilize your metabolic health, reverse that insulin resistance before you start trying to earn your carbs back.
That sets the table perfectly. Now, even for people with a great diet, the sources point out this huge problem in the U.S., pervasive micronutrient deficiencies. Why do we need supplements even if we're eating well?
Because it's just incredibly difficult to get optimal levels of certain nutrients from food alone. Soil depletion, modern diets. The data is honestly striking.
How striking?
We're talking up to 70% of Americans don't get enough vitamin D.
70%.
60% are low on vitamin E, 45% on magnesium, 38% on calcium. We always say food first, of course, but supplements become the necessary tool to bridge that massive gap.
Okay, so let's use that to guide us. If nearly half of us are low on it, the highest priority has to be magnesium.
Absolutely. Magnesium is in over 300 enzymatic reactions. It's essential for energy, nerve signaling, muscle relaxation. And what really cements it for longevity is this huge meta-analysis.
I saw this.
It looked at over 1.1 million people,
Wow.
and it directly linked higher dietary magnesium intake to significantly reduced all-cause mortality. It's a fundamental life extender.
That scale of evidence is it's impossible to ignore. What about the specific measurable benefits?
For physical health, it consistently lowers blood pressure. In some studies, the effect is on par with prescription treatments. It's also foundational for bone health, and critically, it improves insulin sensitivity. And then there's sleep. It helps calm the nervous system, helps you fall asleep faster.
And the sources get specific about the form of magnesium. Why does the form matter so much?
Because you want it to cross the blood-brain barrier.
Right, for the cognitive effects.
Exactly. So the most cited forms are magnesium L-threonate or magnesium glycinate. Glycinate is especially good for sleep, and threonate is often pointed to for the cognitive benefits.
Let's shift to a compound that has totally shed its old reputation as just a bodybuilding thing. Creatine monohydrate.
It really has. I mean, it's one of the most reliable, effective performance supplements out there. Zero controversy.
And for performance, we're talking
A solid 5 to 15% improvement in high-intensity output. It also speeds up recovery and reduces muscle damage.
But this is where it gets really interesting for me. The cognitive benefits were the big surprise in these sources.
That's the surprise payoff for sure. Creatine is an energy buffer for the brain, not just muscles. Studies show measurable improvements in executive function. We're talking 15% faster reaction times, better memory, especially if you're sleep deprived.
And what about the longevity link? I saw that mouse data showing an increased lifespan.
Yeah.
How much stock can we put in mouse studies?
That's a critical question. You always have to be cautious. A 9% increase in a mouse's lifespan doesn't automatically mean a 9% increase for us.
Right.
But what it does is it points to a plausible mechanism. Creatine's role in energy balance and mitochondrial health is conserved across species. It tells us creatine is fundamental to cell health, not just muscle health.
And the dosage is simple.
Super simple, 5 grams a day. If you get any GI upset, just split the dose.
Okay, let's quickly hit that essential fat-soluble duo, vitamin D and K2. What's the expert take on vitamin D dosing?
The official RDA is, well, it's pretty conservative, like 600 to 800 IU. The protocols we looked at suggest aiming for 1,500 to 2,000 IU daily, maybe even higher depending on where you live.
And if you're taking D3, why is K2 its essential partner?
It's a traffic controller.
A calcium traffic controller.
Exactly. D enhances calcium absorption, but K2 makes sure that calcium goes where it's supposed to, into your bones and teeth, and crucially keeps it out of your arteries, so it helps both bone and cardiovascular health.
And rounding out this foundational section, we have to mention omega-3s, fish oil.
Absolutely essential. EPA and DHA are critical building blocks for the brain, great for cardiovascular health, and they also support insulin sensitivity, which is a huge bonus for anyone struggling with metabolic health.
Okay, let's move into the more cutting-edge stuff, the compounds targeting cellular health and aging pathways. The absolute core focus here is the NAD+ pathway. What is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide?
NAD+ is. Think of it like the oil in your car's engine. It's this foundational metabolic cofactor that your cells need for hundreds of reactions. It's fuel.
And it's required fuel for something called sirtuins.
Right. If NAD+ is the fuel, sirtuins are these cellular defense controllers. They manage DNA repair and stress responses. The huge problem is that our NAD+ levels drop by over 50% by middle age.
So our repair mechanisms just start stalling out.
They run out of gas.
So the strategy is to provide a precursor the body can use to make more NAD+ in.
That's exactly it. Precursors like NMN nicotinamide mononucleotide or NR nicotinamide riboside are the popular ways to try and replenish those NAD+ stores. We also see niacinamide and niacin, forms of B3, which also support the whole system.
Now, for the one that caused a huge stir when the longevity data came out, taurine. This was that big science study, the aha moment.
Taurine is getting so much justified excitement. It's abundant in the body, and it's incredible at fighting chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, aging's two biggest enemies.
And the headline finding was?
The headline finding was that taurine supplementation slowed aging and increased the lifespan of mice by up to 12%.
12%, which is massive. And everyone immediately did the math. That's like 7 to 8 years in human terms. But is it just a mouse thing? What's the mechanism?
The mechanism is really robust. Taurine improves mitochondrial function, it reduces systemic inflammation, it lowers cholesterol, it's acting like a comprehensive cellular stabilizer. So while we can't promise you 8 extra years, the evidence suggests it supports all the crucial health parameters that predict a long life.
Moving on to cardiovascular support, coenzyme Q10. CoQ10.
Right, CoQ10 is an essential antioxidant. Its main job in this context is protecting circulating lipids, like your LDL cholesterol, from oxidizing.
And when LDL oxidizes, that's when it becomes a problem.
That's when it becomes harmful and contributes to plaque buildup. So CoQ10 has this powerful anti-plaque effect. It's great for cardiovascular health.
And there's a note here about taking a specific form if you're older, ubiquinol.
Exactly. So CoQ10 exists as ubiquinone, the oxidized form, and ubiquinol, the active reduced form. As we age, our bodies get worse at converting the first to the second. So for older adults, taking ubiquinol directly just bypasses that step and is more bioavailable.
Any other high-impact cellular support compounds before we hit cognitive support?
Yeah, we should quickly mention betaine. It's in a lot of protocols because it helps lower homocysteine levels, which is a big cardiovascular risk marker. It also supports liver health. And then there's glycinate.
Glycinate and NAC.
Right, the combination. It helps replenish glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. Doses are usually around 600 to 1200 milligrams a day.
Okay, let's shift gears. Cognitive support and stress management. Nootropics first, the stuff for focus.
The experts often use compounds for, acute focus. There's phenylethylamine, or PEA. It's used for an intense short-term dopamine spike, a real burst of focus.
But not for every day.
No, maybe once or twice a week. Others aim for more of a creative flow state with things like alpha brain.
But this section has a huge safety warning flag on a very common choline source, alpha-GPC. We need to unpack this.
This is an extremely important warning. Alpha-GPC is popular because it supports acetylcholine, which is crucial for memory, for muscle function. But a key study found an association between using it and an increased 10-year stroke risk.
Wait, if it's good for the brain, what's the mechanism causing that risk? What's the marker we're worried about?
The concern is linked to TMAO, trimethylamine N-oxide.
Yeah.
It's a molecule made by our gut microbes when they break down certain compounds, including some choline sources. And elevated TMAO levels are independently linked to increased cardiovascular risk.
So while you're getting a mental boost,
You might be paying a systemic cardiovascular cost. It warrants extreme caution.
that is a very sobering trade-off.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, a stack for winding down. Sleep and anxiety.
L-theanine is a strong contender, usually 100 to 300 milligrams. It reduces stress by promoting alpha brainwaves that relax but focused state.
But there's a catch.
There's a catch for about 10% of people. It can paradoxically make them feel restless or even cause nightmares, so you have to test it for yourself. Then you have melatonin for short-term use, like jet lag, and GABA for evening calmness.
And for daily stress, there's good data on ashwagandha, but there's a critical timing issue here.
Ashwagandha definitely works. A randomized controlled trial showed a 20% reduction in cortisol. But the timing is everything. You have to delay the dose until the afternoon.
Why is that?
Because we need that natural, healthy cortisol spike in the morning and during exercise. We want that spike. It drives alertness, it drives adaptation. Taking ashwagandha in the morning or before a workout can actually blunt that necessary curve.
You're short-circuiting the benefits.
Exactly.
As we wrap this up, let's reinforce one major safety point from all the sources on product quality.
Purity is everything. The experts are all aligned on this. Yeah. You have to meticulously avoid artificial sweeteners. Aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, they're all linked to negative gut and metabolic health issues.
So look for natural sweeteners.
Always. Stevia or monk fruit.
Okay, so to summarize the must-haves, magnesium, vitamin DK2, creatine for performance and brain health, and then targeting cellular repair with omega-3s and NAD+ precursors, with a huge nod to taurine for its anti-aging benefits.
Right.
But these really complex protocols, like what Peter Attia does every day, they are so highly individualized.
Precisely. Those regimens are built on years of personal testing, blood work, biomarker tracking. So before you start any complex regimen, you have to talk to a healthcare provider. It's non-negotiable.
Because of interactions.
Absolutely. Fish oil can interact with blood thinners. A lot of these supplements can affect liver enzymes, which matters if you're on, say, heart medication.
Which brings us to a final, really profound takeaway for you, the listener. It's easy to look at all this and feel like healthy aging is something you have to buy, but the data tells a much more empowering story.
This is the data point to take with you. At the absolute high end, only about 30% of your healthy lifespan is determined by your genes.
And it could be as low as 7%.
Exactly. Many studies put it that low. Which means that at least 70% of your future health span comes from controllable factors. Your diet, your exercise, your sleep, your mindset.
So the supplements are just tools.
They're powerful tools, but your agency over your own lifestyle, that is your real long-term superpower.
A truly empowering note to end on. Thank you for joining us for the